What is up, guys? Welcome back to Average Bros Media. I'm Lewis.
I'm Nick.
And today we're gonna bang out an install on the Grimmspeed Master Cylinder Brace.
All right, let's get to it.
Alright, so like we said, we're doing an install on the Grimmspeed Master Cylinder Brace. We've already done this on the Legacy GT, but today we wanted to do a how-to video for you guys on the WRX so you guys can do it yourself.
And if you couldn't tell, it is damn cold here in Washington. It's like 30 degrees. Got a heater going. We're gonna try to bang this out real quick and tag team it, get it done, and get back inside for some holiday drinking.
Alright, so the first step is we were gonna go ahead and want to detach these three fuel lines here. So those will just pop out. And then once you get those three out, on the back side here is a little clip. You're just gonna want to pinch that together with your fingers and push that out to get all this bracket out.
So just below the fuel line, there's a wire loom kind of connected to the harness, so you can use a flathead screwdriver to pop that off. Just slide that out of the way.
Alright, so the next step is we want to remove two 10mm bolts that are keeping this bracket attached to the strut tower right down in here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those bolts right now. Alright, so the next step with the two bolts out, we want to go ahead and just take the bracket and get it out of our way. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out now. And we just want to get that up and out of the way so we got room to put the new bracket in.
So this is the bracket that we've moved out of the way right here. It's kind of stuck against the intercooler bracket, holding it there. We'll see. What we have to do is wiggle the master cylinder brace in through here. So I know it's a pretty tight area. We'll see if this is out of the way enough real quick. All right, well, we messed up and forgot to film, but it looks like it's actually easier if you move that bracket that we showed you earlier and just kind of let it fall down below. At least that's what we found to be the easiest. And then you'll see the master cylinder brace sitting right here. So we just have to kind of drop that below the actual master cylinder real fast and it'll fall into place.
Okay, so the new master cylinder brace comes with 5 bolts. The 3 here are what's gonna hold the master cylinder brace to the strut tower. So that's what we'll be using first to get it into place. These 2 long ones are what are gonna be replacing the short stock bolts that you pulled off that was holding the bracket on, because these need to go through the brace and the bracket now. So we're gonna go ahead and get the master cylinder brace situated into its place, get the bolts into it, and then go from there.
All right, so like anything, of course, there had to be a little bit of an issue. So as we found out after a little bit of research, when we put this bracket in here, this hard line that comes off the master cylinder itself, of course, perfectly lines up with the 3 holes that support this brace. Apparently that's only an issue on the 2011, so if you have a 2011, be forewarned, that's gonna be an issue. Basically, we can get the brace where we need to get the top hole lined up, and then we're just gonna have to kind of manhandle this line out of the way a little bit. Obviously don't go too hard on that. Brakes are kind of important, you definitely don't want to damage that line.
And of course, things are not as simple as they should be. So because of the hard line being in the way and it being really tight down there, it's super hard to get your hands in and tighten those bolts. So we're gonna pull the intercooler, unfortunately. So what we're gonna do is, like I said, pull that intercooler off. Lewis is getting the blow off valve or bypass valve off of there. And then once we pull this out, we'll be able to get an extension on the ratchet that'll actually be able to kind of go in straight from that way and make it easier to tighten in those bolts. Okay, so we got the bracket in, we got all 3 bolts into the strut tower. What we found to work was, let's see if we can see, yeah, we put a little zip tie down there, just on the 2 brake lines to kind of pull it out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and cut that end piece off so it's not hanging like that. And we're just gonna leave the zip tie on there so that doesn't rub against the bracket at all times. The way we have it now, it sits totally out of the way. So that was the solution we found on the 2011. So we have all those bolts in, not all the way tightened down because we need to go back and put this OEM bracket that's over here that we pulled out of the way originally. And there's 2 bolts that run through that into the strut tower and through the actual Grimmspeed bracket. So we're gonna go ahead and get those tightened in and then we'll have the bracket fully secured. All right, well, that was horrible. Honestly, this is like it's one of those parts that shouldn't be hard to install, but has just been brutal. So we were able to get all of the bolts in there. So all of these ones are tightened. We need to tighten the 3 that drop down over there. There's no torque specs on those specifically, so just send it and get them nice and tight. We're gonna do that now, and then we just need to get the piece in that goes up against the actual master cylinder.
put the actual clip thing that holds the fuel lines here back on, and then throw the intercooler back in and see what Lewis thinks of it.
Okay, so now we finally got the brace all bolted on, the 3 on the back side, and then the 2 connecting this bracket to, back to the strut tower. So the next step here is to come onto these bolts here, and you want to do about 1.5 turns on the back one here, then move up to the front, do about 1.5 there, and then finally come in with the Allen key and tighten down right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now.
Just like that, and then once you lock the front one on here, perfect, that one's snug. So that locks the shaft into place, and then it should be pretty close to tight, but go ahead and just tighten that Allen key portion there. That's just a 5mm hex, and that looks pretty snug. So now it's making solid contact with the master cylinder, and that part's good to go. All right, so the last piece here is we connected this wire loom back down to that bracket, and then we're gonna take this fuel line bracket, put it back in up here. So it's obviously a little bit tighter with the brace back in there, but just move those fuel lines out of the way gently to get this back in. Nice, made that look way harder than it was. So pop this guy over. I get the bottom one in first. Oh shit. It may have been easier to do that while it was off. We're gonna find out. Pull that bottom one's in. Awesome, and just like that, we're all back together. So yeah, definitely important to put that plastic piece back on so these fuel lines aren't rattling around. But that's gonna conclude the install of the actual brace. We just gotta throw the intercooler back on, and then we'll get Lewis's initial thoughts. All right, so we finally finished the install, thank God, because it's freezing out here. Throw us a like, support the channel so we can get a shop and get out of the cold in these winters in Seattle. We're gonna take the car out for a test drive, get Lewis's initial thoughts on it, but first, cold start for the Subi fam. Oh yeah, that's nice, gotta love it. All right, we're gonna take the car around the block, get Lewis's initial thoughts. We'll be right back. All right, driving the car for the first time.
Oh wow.
Thoughts?
That's way less slop in the brake pedal when you're going on that. I mean, that just immediately feels so much more responsive. Stay safe out there.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys, that is gonna go ahead and wrap up today's install on the Master Cylinder Brace from Grimmspeed. I hope you guys found this install useful, especially if you have got 2011 WRX like me and you had that brake fluid line in the way and didn't know what to do with it. My initial impression on this from the first 5 minutes of driving is that it is worth every penny. I'm excited to get out there, drive it more, and see what it's all about.
All right, now I leave for Japan tomorrow. Actually, my flight's in like 15 hours, still haven't packed, so I'm gonna wrap this up, finish packing, but the next video you guys should see should be some banger content from Japan, and hopefully find some cool cars, car meets, some of the cool car museums over there from like Nissan and Subaru. Really looking forward to that because I missed it last time I was over there. But keep an eye out on my channel for that video, and you guys know the drill. If you like this content, you want to see more of it, hit that like button down below, let us know in the comment section, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week.